Hi everyone on YouTube, how you guys doing? So I've got 4 knife blanks that I cut out many months ago, just never got to it, and I want to grind them out between today and tomorrow, finish these out, and then send them out to heat treat with my next set of 20 knives. So let's take a closer look. Sorry about the handheld camera. This is the Americanized style Tanto with a really generous, what's going to be a 7.5 inch blade. I like the 1 finger choil and then the 3 down here with the curved spine for the handle. Very comfortable with a thumb ramp. So this should be a nice Tanto to grind out. Here's a recurve, also referred to as bola shaped knife. Bowie drop point. This one is let's see, the Tanto is 440C. This is 440C. This one is 0.295 thick, and this one is about 0.22 thick. If you notice, it has a 3/4 tang, but enough for the for my medium-sized hand to fit. So the rest of the pommel will be probably carbon fiber. Here we're going to have a carbon fiber dagger. I think I pretty much did this profile pretty nicely. It's pretty even on both sides, and I used that trick where I used one as a guide, piece of material as a guide, and flipped it over. So again, it's going to be like 3/4 of a tang, and it's about an 8-inch knife. And then another Bowie recurve bola shape drop point with full handle, full tang, and a pommel, and a thumb ramp. This one's got a nice curve to it. And this is 440C, 0.2, 0.21. This is a thin stock of 3V steel, maybe a 0.175, 0.2, 0.21, and 0.29, almost 0.3. Alright, let's start grinding. Okay, so I've got the center line scribed out. I don't know if you can see it. Took a marker, took my micrometer, found the midpoint, scribed both sides. Now I've got 2 lines. So the first step is to cut the an initial bevel, a 45-degree angle, meeting up to my center point, and this keeps the edge nice and straight. So here it is, I've ground out the initial grind, so now I've got a straight edge, including the tip. See if I can get the light to reflect off it. And now I'm going to start grinding the first edge. Alright, so hopefully this explanation makes sense. So after about an hour's worth of work, I got this down to like an 80 grit. And I'm not there yet. It's still thick in the middle. Still thick in the middle. Now this side here I've actually brought down to the line where I scribed, right? So what I mean is when I scribe the center line and I make that corner bevel to meet the center line, well, this flat here met that bevel. So this is all pretty much one bevel. I mean, I've got a little bit over here, but let's not split hairs. This is pretty much down to the bevel. And it's not straight over here. Again, let's not split hairs. That's not what I'm trying to get at. But when you put the knife to the grinder, you have to find the right angle, because you can make this less or more shallow. In other words, this grind line would end up here eventually, or if it was too steep, it would end up down here. And that means that your edge might be too wide. For this thick piece of steel, I want this as high as possible. On this side, and I guess one side is a little better than the other, it's fairly straight, goes up a little bit here, but it doesn't matter, the tanto, I'll cover it. From this side here, I haven't met the middle. Let me see if I can zoom in. Lower the camera. So I haven't met the center line yet, and I am close to as high as I want to get up with the grind. So this angle, this flat, is too shallow. So I'm going to have to now hit this angle, right? Hit this corner here, and then work it into here, and try not to creep this up too much, because I don't have much more to go. On this side, as I said, it's already at the center line, or close to it, and I need to bring this side up. So at this point here, it's a good time to assess where you're at and make any necessary corrections. So this part is easy to fix. Hitting this angle, I can visually see what I need to do, what angle to hit, and then I will create the flat that I need and at the height I need. This one's harder to fix. So I'm going to work with this one first, get this one right, go shallower, bring this up, and try not to grind too much more of the edge because I'm already at the center. And once I've determined what this height's going to be, then I'll go to the easier side and work on this one. I hope that made sense. Okay, so here we're at 120 grit, and I had a blue line scribed to the top, to where I wanted the top grind to be, and with the right angle I nailed it on both sides. It's about 7/8 of an inch up on both sides. Still having a little bit of problem with getting this grind line straight, but free-handed I guess is the best I can do. It's pre-treat, so post-heat treat I'll get a second chance to fix it up. If I decide to make it a convex rather than flat, make it a convex, I tend to do a good job cutting into that top grind line and smoothing it out. I don't mean smoothing to transition, but straightening it out. But I'm not too sure if the camera will pick it up from this angle. Not too sure how the focus is going to work, but it's fairly even. All right, now it's time to shape the front part of the tanto. Alright guys, here it is. Let's see if I can get the light to shine on it so you can see it. I've got 7/8 of an inch on the way up, 7/8 of an inch this way as well. Same on both sides, 7/8 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch. I've got a little more than 1/16 of an inch thickness. That's fine. After heat treat I'll take care of the rest. I got it down to a 120 grit finish. Again, I don't want it too highly polished because it comes out from the heat treat, and then I'm going to cut it back, so I'll cut it with a 120. What's left to do is, well, this is pretty even. This, I think they call distill taper. Show it straight into the camera. Tiny bit off, but I'll fix it after heat treat. You can see how much thickness I leave. I leave quite a bit, so there's no warping. I can probably two. Alright guys, so I'm done with this one for now. I got it down to a 120 grit. I left this one at an 80 grit, but that's okay. It's 7/8 of an inch on the way up and 7/8 of an inch from this edge up to the grind line. It's the same on both sides, 120 and 80 and 7/8 of an inch up. Let me move in. I've got the distill taper here fairly even, but I still have a lot more work to go, so that's okay. You can see how much I leave behind. I leave a little more, a 1/16 of an inch or so behind of an edge. And that's my preference. Everyone's a little different. So what I like to do is, this is as far as I want to get, 60%, more like 70% done before heat treat. And then once I get it back from heat treat, I want to get my groove again going. So if it's too close, I don't have any room for error. If I leave a little bit of work left behind after heat treat, then I can get that groove again, and then get nice straight plunge lines and grind lines. So I want to get that groove. Same thing with here. Trying to nail this at the right angle to get the distill taper right and to get this diagonal line right. Takes a lot of playing. So that's my preference on some of these knives, especially with these complicated angles. So what's left now to do is put another 2 holes, 1/4 inch here, and originally I wanted some sort of, I guess, a slot here, so probably drill 2-3 holes and then try to connect them together, leave an open slot here for a lanyard hole. So it's going to have a real nice pummel. Let's look at it from here. It's going to have a pretty generous pummel, and you can go back on it as well for the thumb ramp. Came out pretty cool. Nice drop here. Very much like an Entrek knife. And I love the shape of the handle, where it tapers out a little bit to the back with the curve here for the small, with the palm. It just feels real nice. It's a little on the heavy side. I'll see what I could do. The balance point. Let's see what the balance point is. Okay, so the balance point is somewhere here. I still have a lot to go here, and I have a handle to put on, so I don't see this changing too much. If anything, I've got a gut feeling that it's going to be right here at the ricasso. It's a big, long knife, but I got a feeling I'm going to have to put a swedge on the top somehow, remove some more of the steel. So I've got a nice balance point here by the finger, so it's a nimble fighter, and that's what my goal is. Alright guys, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate your support, your comments. Alright, take care. Bye. Okay, so I'm tired now. I cranked out these 4 blades, 1 yesterday, 3 today, and I got them close enough to send out to heat treat. So I've got a 440C drop point Bowie style with a little recurve. Another one here, a little longer, sacrifice the handle so I can get a longer blade out of the steel. 440C. And then I've got a Tanto. Lines came out pretty cool. Hopefully I can keep them cool. Nice and straight after preheat. And then the dagger. Needs some more work, but because this 3V steel, this stock steel is fairly thin, there's not much to play with. So I got the preliminary grinds in. I'll clean them up after heat treat. Again, it's got a shortened handle, but that's not going to be a problem because it's enough to cover 3 fingers. So it'll be secure enough, and I can even move it over to 4 if I wanted to. If I wanted to make it really short. But I think I'm going to make it 3 with a guard. Alright guys, I hope you found this video interesting. We'll see you after I edit it. Take care. Bye.